Alright, let's dive into something that's been making waves in the golf world lately. Here's the deal: Jon Rahm, one of the biggest names in golf, has decided to drop his appeal against the DP World Tour's sanctions for playing in LIV Golf events. But here's the twist: he's refusing to pay the fines. Yeah, you heard that right. So, what's the big deal? Let's break it down. First off, what makes this really interesting is the context. The DP World Tour, formerly the European Tour, granted 8 players releases to participate in LIV Golf events this year. This means they can keep their memberships and stay eligible for the Ryder Cup. But there's a catch: they had to agree to pay outstanding fines, withdraw their appeals, and commit to playing in certain DP World Tour tournaments. Rahm, however, is taking a stand by not paying his fines, which are reportedly around £2.5 million. Personally, I think this is a bold move. It's not just about the money, it's about principle. Rahm has called the DP World Tour's actions extorting players, and that's a pretty strong statement. What this really suggests is that there's a deeper tension between traditional golf tours and the new LIV Golf model. Now, let's talk about the implications. Rahm's refusal to pay could put his Ryder Cup participation in jeopardy. He's been a staple of the European team for the past 4 events, and losing him would be a huge blow. But here's the thing: Rahm isn't just any player. He's a 2-time major winner, a fan favorite, and a guy who's not afraid to speak his mind. What many people don't realize is that this standoff isn't just about Rahm, it's about the future of golf. The LIV Golf versus traditional tours debate has been heating up, and Rahm's actions are like throwing gasoline on the fire. If you take a step back and think about it, this could set a precedent for how players negotiate their relationships with tours in the future. Another detail I find fascinating is the timing. Rahm's appeal had allowed him to continue playing and even participate in the Ryder Cup win at Bethpage. But now, with the 2025 Ryder Cup in Ireland on the horizon, his stance could backfire. In my opinion, this is a high-stakes gamble. On one hand, he's standing up for what he believes in. On the other, he risks missing out on one of the most prestigious events in golf. What this really comes down to is loyalty versus independence. Rahm seems to be prioritizing his own principles over the expectations of the DP World Tour, and that's a narrative that's going to resonate with a lot of people. If we zoom out, this situation raises a deeper question: what does the future of golf look like? The rise of LIV Golf has already disrupted the traditional ecosystem, and players like Rahm are at the center of this shift. From my perspective, this isn't just about fines or appeals, it's about power dynamics. The DP World Tour is trying to maintain control, while players like Rahm are pushing back. One thing that immediately stands out is how this mirrors broader trends in sports: athletes demanding more autonomy and challenging established systems. Personally, I think we're witnessing a pivotal moment in golf history, and how this plays out could shape the sport for years to come. So, what's the takeaway here? Rahm's decision to drop his appeal but refuse to pay fines is more than just a personal stance, it's a statement. It's about standing up to what he sees as unfair treatment, even if it means risking his Ryder Cup spot. What makes this really interesting is the ripple effect it could have. Will other players follow suit? Will the DP World Tour back down? Or will this escalate into an even bigger conflict? Honestly, I don't have all the answers, but one thing's for sure: this story is far from over. And as someone who's been following golf for years, I can't wait to see how it unfolds. What do you guys think? Is Rahm making the right move, or is he playing with fire? Let me know in the comments below.